One tells you there is audio, one tells you there's no audio, and the one that tells you there's no audio is the one that tampered with the files. Okay, and then you just played a video of Rob Davis telling Rob Sermon, did you do anything inappropriate to it? And Rob Sermon's response was, yeah. And then later, Rob Davis tells Sermon, I have an idea that we should employ about this case, but it's going to cost money. So you have all this corruption going on, okay? You have all this corruption, okay? I was going to say, I'd like to know what the Office of Professional Standards at Prince William County Police think about this. I would like to set up a meeting with them. I'd like to talk to them face to face and give them this information. I mean, they already know this information. It's not hidden. It's not a secret, okay? And I'll tell you, this is their response. This is the response out of Prince William County Police. Okay? Oh, it's a long email, to be honest with you.
Well, let me play this part.
I'll give you the summary of it.
Okay.
Basically, they're saying that the Chief of Police and the Office of Professional Standards will not be meeting with you. They won't even take a complaint from you. Okay? And I know, this is what he says, I know that this is not the outcome you desired. Basically, he's saying he's not going to meet. That they're going to let the courts handle it. How can you let the courts handle it when the major piece of evidence in this case that is taking this thing to trial has been tampered with by your own officers, and they're openly admitting it. They're openly talking about it. I mean, you as Office of Professional Standards, who has to build bridges between the police and the community, you want this trust. You want the community to trust this police department. You want people that when they have a problem, they don't have a fear of dialing 911 or reaching out anonymously to the police department about crimes. I mean, isn't that what you want?
Well,
but you have officers openly talking about violating department policy, tampering with evidence, and plotting for someone who's been sitting in jail for 2.5 years because the officer plotted for him.
Let me play this audio.
Go ahead.
Because it's, it's one thing for you to say that. It's another thing when you have a body cam that they're admitting it on a body cam. I mean,
that's crazy.
In what world? I mean, when you have this level of police misconduct, this level of officers tampering with evidence, and then on a body cam, they're openly talking about, I'm going to pump money into this case. I've got an idea for this case. I'm going to pump money into this case, spending money. Spending money out of your pocket? Let's listen to you. Do me a favor, go over to exhibits.
Hey, Rob, remind me to tell you I had an idea about this case that I thought we should imply. Imply? Is that the word? Employ. It would take spending money, though.
It would take spending money. What are you talking about? What spending money are you pumping into this case? And then you find out, by the way, this is the same investigator who's bringing in individuals that are not witnesses only to manufacture probable cause. He's telling them, we need you to get Mustafa off the street. We got to get our ducks in a row before.
Isn't there a body cam of him harassing somebody at 7-Eleven at their job to try to get them to say something negative about Mustafa? And the guy says, look, man, I don't know what this abuse that you're talking about. I've never seen him abuse anybody.
And then on a body cam, he says like really fast things, and then he puts it in the police report. The guy is African. He has a thick accent. And then what Davis does, this guy will say nice things about Mustafa, and then Davis is like, he's speaking really fast, and he's like, is this what you mean?
But he's at the guy's job while he's on the clock.
What do you mean? He's got him in the fucking corner.
While he's on the clock. Imagine you're at your job and the police show up like to intimidate. That's what it is. It's intimidation.
And when they don't like what you said about Mustafa, they're going to falsify the police report.
I mean, that interview at the guy's job is so unprofessional. I mean, is this what police... It's almost like you have a gang that is wearing a badge, going around, intimidating people to say what you want them to say. That's what it looks like. You have a gang of people wearing a badge, carrying a weapon, going around intimidating people.
I mean, Chad is so
comfortable. And if you don't say what they want you to say, they're going to show up at your job Okay? I mean, anybody else, if you're at any job, you're going to get fired. Your manager's going to be like, why are the police here? And why are they cornering you while you're on the clock? What did you do to get the police here?
Well, when you
You're
find
fired.
out, when you find that it's Mustafa, and Mustafa is not allowed to sue the police,
Let me put that up on the screen.
and this person shows up, and then he wants to prove a point. This is the county's puppy, by the way.
He looks like a milk dud.
What do you mean? This is a county puppy. He's been adopted since he was a baby. They called him a Chad, grew him up. By the way, he thinks he's above the law. He worked for Homeland Security. This Chad has a white wife.
He knows
and
how to
thinks
tamper with evidence and get away with it.
He wants to prove a point. Mustafa, this is the guy? This is the guy that sued the police?
Watch me tamper with his evidence.
Watch me tamper with his
And
evidence.
watch me get away with it.
You can watch me get away with it. I want to pull up the, I want to pull up where he's on the news, apparently.
Saving cats.
Cats from a burning building. I mean, we have to watch this, by the way, because without watching this, you can't really understand who Chad Mason is.
Okay, I think after this, I'd like to get into that,
Absolutely.
the testimony.
Absolutely. Do you have the video?
This is. I'm going to read this a little bit. I'm
Okay.
going to read into this.
All
so
right.
this is from Matthew Bromland, who is the chief of staff for Chief of Police Newsham.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says, Mr. Al-Jazari, thank you for your patience and for allowing me to review the information you provided. I understand your desire to meet with the Chief of Police regarding your concern related to the case involving your brother, Mustafa Al-Jazari. I take your concerns to heart and have discussed the matter with the team. The Chief does not often meet with members of the community and welcomes the opportunity to discuss a broad array of concerns and issues. We agree with you. Both accountability and trust with the community are paramount to our mission of service. To that end, my understanding is that the allegations you raised, specifically the discrepancies between the video audio recording and the reports, evidence tampering, and issues related to the handling of witnesses, have been provided to and subsequently investigated by our Office of Professional Responsibility, who issued their findings and notified the complainants. I believe you and another family member were provided with letters of the outcome of the administrative investigation. As it pertains to the specific concerns you have related to the facts and evidence, those are ultimately questions for the court, since this is an ongoing and pending criminal proceeding. Your brother's attorney could or would foreseeably raise those concerns as part of the legal proceedings. Given the pending nature of the case, the Chief is precluded from further discussing the facts and evidence prior to the disposition of the case. I know that this is not the outcome you desired, but I do offer that if you have any additional questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to let me know.
Well, I'll tell you. What is this county
This is
going to do?
Matthew Bromland. Now,
Matthew Broland.
Now, Matthew Bromland, as the Chief of Staff for Chief Newsham. Okay, today we're going to play you some audios from Chad Mason himself, from Kathy Zymus herself, from Robert Drum himself on the stand. You can verify this information as Chief of Staff. I'm sure you know how to go to the court and obtain transcripts from that hearing. And you're going to hear your officer openly talking about tampering with Mustafa's dash camera. Openly talking about it. Okay, that should be a major concern to the Chief of Staff. When you have two parts of your agency telling you the complete opposite, and you have a man sitting behind bars for 2.5 years because of what these officers are doing and what they're saying. Number one, violation of department policy is a major issue. especially when you have a man behind bars because of it. Okay, we're not talking about somebody running a red light. We're not talking about someone passing a stop line. We're talking about Chad Mason, who openly admits he took the dash camera, plugged it into his laptop, and so brazenly talking about, yeah, I violated department policy. So what?
By the way, does this police department think? I mean, this is where we're at.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Mohammed, this is where we are at.
Like, as chief of police,
lawyer-
I would be ashamed to come on camera
Well, hold on.
knowing that somebody
Hold
like
on.
Chad Mason is in my force.
They sent you an email, dismissed the conversation because they were hoping that Mustafa is going to go to trial without the evidence. That they got a lawyer in their pocket, bought and purchased by the county, and Mustafa is not going to get to inspect the SD card. Well, Mustafa has a new lawyer, and he's going to get an independent expert to look at the SD card, and the metadata is going to be inspected. And we're going to find out what this Chad Mason did.
I'd like to know what Matthew Bromland is going to think about what information is going to come out from this evidence.
This county is terrified. I mean, you got the Judge Carol Weimer, you got the prosecutor, and they're all blocking, inspecting that. Now, hold on now. They're saying Mustafa is guilty. Wouldn't it be in their best interest to inspect the fucking SD cards? I mean,
Exactly.
why is it that they're terrified and Mustafa is pushing for the SD card? It's supposed to be the other way around.
It's supposed to be the other way around. If you committed a crime,
wait a minute.
If you committed a crime, you would say, I don't want to see what's on that SD card.
Absolutely.
But if you're innocent, you're going to say, I want everything on the SD card.
Well, when your investigator is openly admitting to violating department policy, you know what they've done to this dash camera.
Think about it like this, what you just said. When the investigator is terrified of what the evidence is going to show. When the investigator is terrified of what the evidence is going to show.
I mean, does Commonwealth Amy Ashworth really think this community is stupid? I mean, she's been telling them that Mustafa is arguing inside the vehicle. And then she turns around, avoid her digital forensic, who's telling her there's audio, gets herself a lip reader. And then her lip reader is telling her
There's no argument.
there's no argument.
That's crazy.
Amy Ashworth,
That's crazy.
why is your lip reader not lip reading an argument? And now your prosecutor is terrified that we're going to get the audio.
That's crazy. Unbelievable.
I can't find the video. You send it.
Of
You
what?
send it to me. Chad Mason. I gotta watch this video before I dive into the proceeding. I mean, while you do that, I've got a video that I can't. I have to pull up. This is Chad Mason, by the way. This is who Chad Mason reminds me of.
Communication, language, people take them for granted. Para mí, la comunicación.
Is that it? That was a commercial?
I'm gonna play this video.